Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Life and Times of Crazy Patrick. Well, Dr. Tofik said that I need to walk 30 minutes, 5 days a week. So, here we go. Before it gets too hot here in Las Cruces, New Mexico, we're going to go take a little walk. But at the same time, I'm going to tell you a story. If you don't or never have believed in ghosts, if you stay till the end of this video, I hope to earn your subscription. But if you don't believe in ghosts, if you stay till the end of this video, I believe that you might change your mind. Here we go with the story. I'm across the road from my house. This is a Masonic cemetery in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Back September 6th of 2018, there was a little 2-year-old girl named Fabiola Rodrigue. She had a single mother, working mother, trying to survive, and I don't know if how anybody in this town could live on one income, and even with some help. You know, a studio apartment here will run $600, $700 a month, and you know, man, minimum wage here, you don't make that much. Maybe lucky, you know, if you make, you know, even enough to pay the rent and eat, let alone pay utility bills and everything. But anyway, September 6th, 2018, Fabiola's mother was at work. She left little Fabiola in the care of her boyfriend, and his name was Anthony Castillo. He had a nickname, Lalo. Well, little Fabiola passed away that day, September 6, 2018. And her gravesite is in this cemetery. I had no idea where her gravesite was, so I walked over to see if I might be able to find it. But what happened, folks, is there was a family whose teenage son was killed by gang violence, and his grave is very near her gravesite. Well, his gravesite kept getting vandalized, so they figured it was probably the gang that had something to do with his demise. So the family set up a game camera, hoping to catch the people that were vandalizing his grave. Well, when they ended up checking the pictures on the game camera, to their surprise, it was showing little Fabiola's gravesite, and pictures so clear that you don't have to use your imagination. And I'm going to show you those pictures at the end of this video. But the boyfriend was charged with child abuse resulting in death. And it took until just a couple weeks ago, almost 5 years to the day of her demise, Mr. Castillo was finally in court. The jury deliberated only a couple hours, and he was found guilty of little Fabiola's death. So I don't want to disturb her, but this is all public knowledge. You can Google it. It's all public. The pictures are public knowledge. The story's public knowledge. But when the family checked the game camera and they saw these pictures, you know, their hearts sank. And the very last picture, I'm not going to post it, because you want to go online and find it, you can go online and find it. It's the last photo is the only one that came out where it's hard to tell, but it looks like a taller, real slender gentleman holding hands with little Fabiola and walking away. And the family of this teenage boy think it's their son that was walking away holding hands with her. And so they was at his gravesite when they saw little Fabiola's mother at her gravesite. And they went over to her and they said, you know, we don't mean to upset you or anything, but we have something that we just think that you need to see. And they showed her the pictures, and there was no doubt in her mind that it was little Fabiola. But finally, now that justice has been served, I feel comfortable doing this video. I didn't feel comfortable at first, and since I have to walk my 30-minute walk, I might as well do something and tell you this story. So I hope nobody gets offended by it, but it's all public knowledge. And so here we go. I saw this at the store. Is that little 2-year-old girl toy? It's a stuffed animal of a little girl, stuffed bear. And I'm gonna go put this on Fabiola's grave this morning, and I'm gonna take you with me. So here we go. And I hope nobody objects to me doing this, and I hope none of her family happens to be there. But we're gonna find out, folks. So here we go. But you can see this cemetery is huge. My wife grew up in the house that we live in across the road, and this used to all be like cotton field, chili field. They used to play over here, and they played in the cemetery. This is an old section over here that's been here forever. And it's huge. A lot of people in here. Yeah, I come over sometimes and just read tombstones. Kind of wonder, you know, what the person's life was like. But here we go. We're gonna walk on down here a ways, so bear with me. This might get a little jiggly. My darn cell phone yesterday quit. It messed up. I cracked the screen on it. I've probably had that phone for 3 years or so, but it was I cracked the screen about maybe a second month I had the phone, but it's worked fine. And yesterday it just cratered. It crashed. So my son's phone, I have had my son's phone, you know, my son that passed away. I had his phone and I'd already had it factory reset and cleared everything with T-Mobile so I could have my phone switched over. And it was, even though it was factory reset, it was still locked with his PIN. So I had to take the phone to a cell phone repair guy. It cost me a little over $70 to have him unlock the PIN and get rid of it. And then I went back to T-Mobile and had all my information transferred from my phone into this phone. So I'm curious how this video is going to come out. I don't know how jiggly it's going to be, or if I have it set right for a, you know, so I got rid of the dreaded black lines. But what I found about this story that was really kind of crazy too is that Mr. Castillo was convicted almost exactly 5 years to the day of little Fabiola's demise. Now I know I'm getting here really close, so I gotta kind of keep my eyes open. I know I'm getting very close to her gravesite. And where is it? I walked to it once already, and I walked right to it. I know it's right here somewhere. Where is it? Now I'm not finding it. Where in the heck? I gotta look. I know it's here very close, so bear with me. We're gonna find it. I walked over here to it before, and I thought I knew exactly where it was. It's here very close. Man, where is it? Shoot. I'm telling you, I'm having a hard time finding it. I hope they didn't remove the headstone because of all the news. Because this is not it. I know there was a headstone. So I've got to keep looking here. I know we'll find it. Bear with me. I've been to it before. I'm just having a difficult time right now. And there was toys all over. So I'm hoping that I can find it again. I really can't believe that I've lost it. Because I walked right to it. We're going to go on here until we do find it. I hope the tombstone wasn't removed. I know that's not it. It had a tombstone that was sticking way up. Where in the heck did it go? Where are you, Mija? Where are you, little one? I know I walked right to it before. And now I'm having a hard time finding it. I'll be darned. I'm going to go ahead and stop this now. And I'll start it again when I find it, okay? Be right back. Okay, folks. I was a little confused. I didn't think it was this far down. But I did find her resting place, and it's right here. You can see, in loving memory of our princess, Fabiola Nova Rodriguez, born November 6, 2015, died September 6, 2018. There's a little picture of her down there. I don't know if you can zoom in on it. You can see that. But you can see here where people have left toys, left gifts for her. And Mija, I don't mean to be here disturbing you, but I wanted to bring you this stuffed aminal that I found, that I believe that it grabbed me and said, get this for Fabiola. So I'm gonna set this here for you, Mija. If you don't never heard the term Mija, that is means like little girl. Mijo means little boy. So Fabiola, justice has been served, and you can now be assured you can rest in peace. You don't have to worry anymore. Your mama's doing fine. So rest now, little one. And I'm not going to bother you anymore. Bye now. So anyway, folks, I'm going to attach the photos. I do not know where the teenage boy's gravesite is, but it has to be right in this area here somewhere. Have no idea. I don't know his name, and I'm not even going to try to bother him. His death was not a good one either. So with that, if you stay to the end, you're going to see these photos. And if you don't believe in ghosts, if you stay to the end of this video, and I believe you might just change your mind. And with that, folks, I got the bad news about my cancer. But you know what? I know that last video I did might have sounded a little negative, but I didn't mean it to come that way. I'm not upset about what's going on. Death is a part of life. We're all going to die sometime. There ain't nobody going to get out of this place alive. You know that. And nobody knows when that day will come. My son, 32 years old, drops dead unexpectedly, laughing at things on this exact phone that he dropped on the floor when he passed away. It's life. That's what happens, So I'm not upset at all. At least I have the time to get right with the power I believe. And I don't make this a religious channel, and I don't like politics. And I'm like Rusty, don't worry about things you can't change. Well, I can't change this, It is what it is. I'm going to be here as long as I can be here. Hopefully, Dr. Tawfik, with these infusions I'm going to be getting, first one next month and then every 12 weeks. That's for my bones, so that hopefully the pain doesn't get too outrageous. But I still have to finish this walk, and I'm not close to 30 minutes yet. So just want you to know I'm okay with this. I'm going to stay positive. My wife's a bit upset, but I've talked to her and said, don't worry about it. Let's just worry about, thank God that we got time to plan things, so you'll be okay. So, and I'm not leaving her with a bunch of debt or anything. So, everything's going to be good. And, I believe that there's an afterlife. I know some people don't, but I do. And that's my right. I have a right to my opinion. And I don't believe that when you leave this world, that's it. When you die, it's just lights out. I honestly believe that we go someplace else. And and even if you don't believe it, I hope it's true. Because I'd love to see my son again. I'd love to see my mother and father again. I'd love to see my grandmother again. Other family members. And my best friend Keith, you know, he lost his life really young. His was from COPD, you know, from smoking menthol cigarettes. And I've been smoking just as long as he has, and my lungs are fine. So I believe it was the menthol cigarettes that took him out. But anyway, folks, I'm positive. Don't think I'm negative. I'm gonna do some painting this afternoon, and I'm gonna try to set this camera up so I can actually show you what I'm doing, how I'm mixing the paint, how I'm getting to the color I need, and what brush to use. I've checked acrylic painting on YouTube, and the ones that are the artists that are just so fantastic, their painting when they get done looks like a photograph. They don't teach you anything. The speed is run, you know, hyperdrive, and all you see is them throwing the paint on the canvas, but they ain't telling you how they got to the color, what brush they're using. And you could never learn to paint like that just watching that fast, you know. And the ones that do explain it, one guy that I have subscribed to his channel, he's got an English accent and he mumbles. You can't understand a word he says. And he is, I don't know what they call it. His paintings are not detailed. It looks like he's throwing mud on the canvas, and it comes out with a picture, and it's just, and you can't understand a word he says. So I want to do a painting class. I'm going to have people with me doing the painting, you know, so they can watch me. And I want to be able to show people, you know, how I'm mixing those colors, you know, what brush I'm using. Painting is not that difficult once you figure out the paint. I'm having a hard time with this acrylic paint because it dries so fast, but I'm figuring that out too. And but I want to be able, all your brushes are a different tool. You need to know what brush to use to do a certain thing that you need to do. And if nobody shows you, you'll mess around forever trying to figure it out. So I'm gonna try to do another channel, Painting with Patrick, and help people learn. And we're gonna learn together this acrylic painting. And I know it's not that hard. I know we can learn together. So we're gonna be doing that. But I know this video is getting really long. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Get those pictures that you need to see of little Fabiola, and get this uploaded. So I want to tell you, have a great rest of your day. Stay positive, stay healthy, and God bless everyone.